Well, just out with earnings results moments ago. Joining us with his first take on the quarter is T. Rowe Price portfolio manager Tony Wang, who owns Apple in his fund. Tony, it's great to have you on. That's exactly where I'm going to start, because the stock is bouncing around between gains and losses right now. Investors have a lot to digest here. What's your key takeaway?
Yeah, there's been a lot going on with DeepSeek and AI, and I think that looking forward, I think what's going to be really important is how Apple integrates its AI features. And so when you think about what they're really good at, they're really good at building products with really strong ecosystem and integrating technology into our lives. And so what I'm looking forward to is just with the latest models that could be more efficient, how does Apple integrate that? And then meanwhile, I think you also see kind of OpenAI racing forward with their agentic AI. And so those are the things that I think people are thinking about, and just Apple has this really great ecosystem, how it can drive a better upgrade cycle as well as increase its growth in services.
Yeah, and of course they did post a services beat, up 14% year over year. The comments from Tim Cook to our own Steve Kovac about Apple Intelligence, that year-over-year performance in the iPhone 16 family was stronger in the markets where Apple Intelligence was rolled out versus where it was not. How meaningful did you find that commentary, and does that outweigh the weakness we've seen in China?
Yeah, I think that's very natural that with better features and improved kind of iOS that, consumers are going to be upgrading their phones more, or at least experiment with it. And, I think you often need a better phone in terms of the hardware, the memory, to use a lot of the newest and latest features. So I think that's very natural. And I think what's going on in China is probably, a combination of a tough macro. In addition, a lot of the subsidies are kind of more geared towards the kind of entry tier price point. In addition, it is pretty competitive, I think, when you see just the number of phones and form factors in China as well.
Tony, now that we're past the holiday season, we are about to be in some of the slower quarters for Apple, which I think is interesting in that we already know which limited number of phones in Apple's current lineup are Apple Intelligence compatible. But soon, later this year, we're going to have a new line of phones, if history is any guide, that are also going to be Apple Intelligence compatible. How do you factor that in as an investor, especially given the strength of the services business, which is really driven by that installed base of loyal Apple users?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. First, it's probably form factor, right? Like if you think about the new phones, could there be a thinner phone? Could there be foldable on the horizon? And then, so I think that can get people excited about a new product. In addition, there's the ecosystem, the software upgrades that can happen. So, what kind of AI features that are on the come to be shown to consumers is probably another thing. And then I think with all this innovation around AI, how much of it can be done kind of on your iPhone, on the edge, just given the model efficiencies. And does that give Apple an advantage in terms of, people upgrading their phone because they want to run the latest AI models?